Welcome here today, ladies and gentlemen, to the Camping World 400 at Chicagoland Speedway, race number 2 of the round of 16 in the playoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series. We're coming fresh off of a terrible 39th place run, a DNF at Richmond, putting us not necessarily in a hole. We're still above the cut line because of the playoff points that we had, but it's nowhere near as comfortable as what it once was. Jimmie Johnson, though, going to try to go into the second race of the round of 16, hoping for a win to lock himself into the next round, much like Hendrick teammate Alex Bowman did at Richmond. So Bowman got the win at Richmond. Interesting win for Bowman because he was right on the cut line when we started the playoffs. So when we started the round of 16, remember, he was only +7 to the good one, the 26th and final race of the regular season hit. So Alex Bowman now already in the round of 12 with a win at Richmond. Who will win here today at Chicagoland and perhaps clinch themselves into the round of 12 along with Alex Bowman? We'll find out here by the end of the race. But first and foremost, qualifying here for this one today at Chicagoland. Second race of a doubleheader Sunday. Wasn't going to do this, but because we DNF'd 14 laps into the Richmond race, I pretty much had no choice but to do it. Johnson loose, getting up to speed here on the apron of the racetrack, really sliding around quite a bit. That might cost him a little bit of time trying to get up to speed. Quick qualifying here, just one lap. No practice in this race, much like Richmond, and that might have set up for a little bit too loose of a setup come the start of the race. We brought out the second caution in the first 14 laps. Very tough break. That was only the 4th DNF of the year for Jimmie Johnson. First since Homestead. Puts even more of a sense of urgency on to start this one, though. But again, still to the good. Have to see where Jimmie qualifies here. 30.916, 23rd in qualifying at Chicagoland here today. First mile, 2 races that are mile and a halves in the playoffs. Your pole sitter is Kyle Busch for today's race with a 29.828. Over half a tenth quicker than Chris Buescher, believe it or not, who qualified in second. All right. Looks like Johnson will actually be starting 22nd. Looks like we got one driver going to the rear from the start of the race. Billy Kramer, Junior Car 17. Welcome to the stream early on here. So, all right. Race number 2 of the round of 16 in the playoffs about to begin here from Chicagoland. Should get this done in enough time before the start of the Michigan race today. Ryan Newman starting at the rear of the field here in this one. That is a tough break. That is one of the playoff drivers. Newman comes into the day +11 above the cut line, so not a good start for Newman. Daniel Suarez having a good week in practice so far. So here we go. Race number 2 of the playoffs underway. Round of 16 at Chicagoland. Kyle Busch will lead the field to the green. So he is the controller once again here today. Jimmie Johnson quickly getting down to the bottom of the track. Front of Cole Custer. Right in line now behind Matt DiBenedetto. Back down to the bottom, 3 wide, into turn 3 to the bottom of the racetrack. Denny Hamlin going for the lead, but Kyle Busch will lead lap 1 here today. Johnson gaining a couple spots from the start of the race. Christopher Bell washed up the track a little bit. He is coming off of a 4th place finish at Richmond earlier today. Johnson kind of slid right up the racetrack and couldn't quite stay in front of Tyler Reddick, but now beats him into turn 3, right back down to the bottom again. And Reddick all over the back bumper of Johnson as he shoves him straight up the racetrack. Down to the apron now through the tri-oval for Johnson. 3 wide once again. Into turn 1 underneath the Stenhouse. Reddick with a head of steam. Gaining ground to the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson once more. Johnson going to clear Stenhouse now down the front stretch here. Just lap 4, but Denny Hamlin leads in this race early on. Called 88, welcome to the stream. Johnson trying to go full throttle through turns 3 and 4. Going to be able to do it there. Jimmy's actually able to go full throttle through these corners here. Definitely interesting to say the least. They are 4 wide into turn 3 up ahead. Couple playoff drivers in the mix, Harvick and Almirola. Looked like Chase Elliott and Matt Kenseth, 2 drivers that barely missed the playoffs, right around him as well. So 4 wide already here today at Chicagoland. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Yep, this is the playoffs. Second race, round of 16. Coming off of a DNF at Richmond, just 14 laps into that race earlier today. That's why we are running this race today. Was originally planning on running Chicagoland. Look at Ty Dillon getting a big run off the top. Carries it. But Ty Dillon had a head of steam. Jimmy just going to slide right back up in front of him. Dillon giving Johnson a shot, though, down the backstretch. Jimmy back to the top again. Ty Dillon still pushes. Johnson pushes him into the wall. And he gets loose back in front of Bowman. Heavy contact there as Ty Dillon about turned the 48 of Johnson right into the 88 of Bowman. My goodness. After pushing him into the wall, he about turned him around in the very next corner. Johnson dealing with his own problems right now, running right around 20th. That rear bumper damage now to the back of the 48 might loosen him up a little bit. Johnson really having to run the top side of the racetrack. Oh yeah, yesterday's race was awesome, I thought. Best Michigan race since the repave. Three wide now up ahead. Looks like it's Bell, Dillon, and Bowman all going 3 wide through 3 and 4. They're still 3 wide. Bowman kind of clears a little bit. Ty Dillon now blocks off Christopher Bell as well towards the bottom of the racetrack. And Johnson rubs up against the wall off of turn 2 again. Mr. McCouse, welcome back to the stream. More 3 wide action a little further up ahead. You see Harvick, Byron, and Elliott right around one another as well. Jimmy Johnson not off to a very rapid start in this one here today. Johnson, another hit off the wall. Jimmy only moved to the top side because he was too tight on the bottom, but he is still too tight on the top side of the track too. Johnson's going to have to loosen this car up just a hair. Jimmy's just way too tight really early in the race. And he is not competitive at all right now. .400 miles, 267 laps here today in this one. Yeah, I'm definitely tight. That is for sure. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. And they're still going 3 wide about mid-pack up there. Ty Dillon making some gains. Remember, he's in the playoffs. He won 2 races this season. 2 upset victories. And he's currently tied on the cut line after the first race of the playoffs. You never know. Dillon could point his way into the round of 12. Dillon came into this race tied with Clinton Boyer for the final spot in 12th. They had any recent patches? Yeah, they had some patches, and they needed another one because this custom schedule season, the playoffs are all wacky. It's all messed up, so I have to do it on my own. I'm literally calculating the points race by race on my own with the playoff points because they didn't take any playoff points. And not only didn't take any playoff points, it's only showing 8 guys in the playoffs, even though it's a 10 race, 16 car. It even says round of 16 before I start the race, but it's only showing 8 drivers in the playoffs for some reason, so I had to add the other 8 in myself. And so I just got to do all the points. Luckily, there's no stages, so it makes it a little bit easier on the math for me, but you're only getting points based off of your finish. Down. Look at the run. 3 wide to the bottom. What a move. He's going to slide right on up to 15th. Alex Bowman, again, he won at Richmond. Johnson going to try to get to his inside now through turns 1 and 2. Yeah, luckily I know how to calculate the points because otherwise that would suck. And again, luckily without it being stages, it's literally just 1 point per position, so it's not hard to calculate. 40 points if you win, but obviously if you win, you're automatically in the next round. So Bowman, for his sake, I didn't have to actually record those points. I just literally put on my paper, advanced with a win. And I took those wins as playoff points for the next round, so if he keeps winning, I'll just keep adding playoff points to him for when I reset it at the end of the round of 16. Already 20 laps into this one. Johnson has not yet cracked the top 10. He hasn't even really been close. He's about 12 seconds off the lead still. Back in 13th. But he's starting to gain a little bit of ground here as the run carries on, but he is very slow in the first half of the run. He's a 20th place car at best early in the run. Alistair Moore, welcome to the stream. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the problem is that they're unaware of these issues with the game, and I don't even know how they're unaware of them. Like, how do you not, like, find out for yourself, like, you know, custom schedule, for instance, when it first started, I even noticed, when they gave out the trailers for it, I noticed that, before the release date, hey, I don't think that they have the, all the tracks for each series for the custom schedule. I think it's just the tracks that were originally on the schedule that you can randomize the order, which is essentially what I had to do with this one. I knew that before the start of the game because I noticed, I watched a video, an interview of, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but one of those 704 workers at 704. And he was, you know, talking about the game, and he was going through like the different tracks, you know, making his own custom schedule just to kind of demonstrate, you know. And I was like, every single track he was flipping through was already tracks on the Cup schedule. And now they patched that, but it was about a week or so after the game release, so when I did this custom schedule season, I couldn't add any of those other tracks in, unfortunately. So that kind of screwed me over. Well, yeah, so I had 100 and, yeah, exactly 100 playoff points to start. I had 17 wins, so that's 85 playoff points. And then I had won the regular season championship, which was an additional 15. So I started 100 points ahead of the cut line, but I'm only 74 ahead now after DNFing at Richmond. So again, I should be good to point my way in as long as I just have decent finishes and get to the end of these races. If I struggle to get to the finish of these races, that's when it's really going to start to bite me. Heavy lap traffic right around Jimmy Johnson now as he has worked his way up to 12th, passing Matt Kenseth on the last lap. Oni, welcome to the stream. Oh, Johnson got really tight through 3 and 4. Overdrove the corner, had to get on the brakes before he ended up in the wall. Good catch. It's tough to say if his long run speed is fast enough to actually get to the front by the end of a run, because I just don't know if it is. Past halfway through the run, he's only up to 11, just now passing Kurt Busch into turn 3. Yeah, I kind of figured Jimmy wasn't going to get 100 wins over the last couple seasons anyway. Now, middle of 2017 when he had gotten to 83, it was looking like it was reachable because it's like, okay, you know, Johnson's got at least a few more years left. He's still winning races, but as soon as he stopped winning races, yeah, that pretty much came insurmountable. He's not going to win the last 15 races of the season, so he's not going to win 98 get 98 wins, even though mathematically it's still possible. He'd be lucky to get 5 at the end of the year. Be lucky to get 1 at the rate he's been running, but it's not impossible. Yeah, Johnson never really seems to have good luck whenever he goes to Michigan. He's only got 1 career win there, but I mean, he has had some terrible luck there. Sure enough, yesterday he didn't really have anything bad happened to him. He actually had a good points day. He scored a decent amount of stage points, decent amount of race finishing points. He closed in on that cut line. I think he's only 21 points back coming into today. What, like closer to 40 points back going into yesterday, so pretty good run. He'll be starting in the top 10 today too. Maybe he can get some more stage points. Jimmy Johnson here at Chicagoland today. He's worked his way up to 7th. Passing Chris Buescher off of turn 2. Buescher qualified 2nd, and boy, he's got a fast car. Chris Buescher still inside the top 10. Not running in the top 5 anymore, but he's still having a solid run nonetheless. Johnson about 5.5 seconds off the lead. 3 wide on the exit of 4. Haley about bounced it off the side of the 48. Hamlin was on his inside, and he really got sandwiched, or about got sandwiched. Yes, Darlington is the championship race. Southern 500. Side Uranus, welcome to the stream. Ooh, Logano right in front of Johnson. Getting into the corner, 3 wide up the middle goes Jimmy between Reddick and Logano. Heck of a move, and look at the draft he's got now on Truex through the tri-oval. Quickly to the outside, Johnson to 4th. Truex trying to stick the bottom. Get alongside Johnson, but Jimmy carries the speed on the exit of the corner. Logano's got a big run on Truex himself there. And Truex needs a great day. He actually finished dead last at Richmond. He DNF'd even before Johnson did in the early going of that race, and it was while leading nonetheless. And after starting on the pole, rough, tough break for Truex. He starts this race 19 points below the cut line. And when you can only score 40 points at maximum with a win, it's not looking good for Martin Truex Jr. to point his way in with a couple guys in between him in the cutoff line as well. With just 2 races, he might need to win. Yeah, this is Chicagoland. Daniel Suarez with a great run in 3rd. Non-playoff driver. Small underfunded Gaunt Brothers Racing team, but he has proven himself well here today. Meanwhile, side by side for the lead up there. Kyle Busch on the inside. Clint Bowyer on the outside. Bowyer came into this race tied on the cut line. A win would go a long way into his championship hopes. Could propel him to the round of 12. And he's still side by side with Busch. And those two are slowing each other down, but now Kyle Busch will clear Bowyer through turns 3 and 4. Pole sitter Kyle Busch, that is, has gotten right back to the lead once again. Johnson getting a big run on Suarez. And Jimmy's up to 3rd. Oh, in the wall. Started gradually moving up the track like he was going to get into the wall and couldn't quite save it. Bowyer going right back for the lead again on Kyle. And Bowyer actually clears Kyle Busch. They go back and forth. They got lap traffic right in front of them, and here comes Johnson. Rip riding the outside through turns 1 and 2, trying to carry a ton of speed off the exit of the corner. Chastain is in the way of Kyle Busch. Johnson slips by all the way around the top, 3 wide, and he's up to 2nd place. Bowyer getting away from Busch, but here comes Johnson. Hopefully trying to close in on the lead at the end of this fuel run. More like tire run. Bowyer still leads the lap at the line, but Johnson is there. Johnson barely clears Bowyer. Had to get down in front of Timmy Hill. Jimmy Johnson off of turn 2 still clears Bowyer, and he's got the lead for the first time today. Car up in smoke down the backstretch. Oh, it's Chase Elliott, and Fincham moves right up in front of Johnson to miss him. And they both ended up in the wall as Elliott tries to get to pit road. No caution for Elliott. Johnson in the lead for the first time today, but a little bit of damage now to the front of the car and the right side after hitting the wall. Fincham moved up right in front of him. Boyer gains right back up on Johnson, and now Fincham gets in the way of Boyer as Jimmy tries to get back away. He's got about a half a second lead. Jimmy will have to pit here very shortly. Tires are wearing out quite a bit at Chicagoland today. Usually don't see them wear out this much. But I don't even think we can get to the end of a fuel run. Johnson will try loosening the car up just a little bit under the first pit stop of the race today, though. Kyle Busch back up to second. When will the rest of the field have to pit? Again, we know Johnson will pit in a handful of laps, if not less. Ryan Newman in danger of going a lap down. He had to start at the rear of the field. He's gotten up to 19, but a long green flag run to start the race here is not what Ryan Newman needed. He'll go a lap down. A couple more playoff drivers, Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick. Oh, Johnson is just way too tight. Made another mistake through 1 and 2, bouncing it off the wall. Emmett Stewart, welcome to the stream. Blem, welcome to the stream. Daniel Suarez back up to third. He just passed Clinton Boyer for position, and now Boyer trying to get right back around Suarez if at all possible. Johnson only has a 3.5 second lead right at the end of this tire run. Yeah, I did see that. I was actually at 450 earlier today, I did see, but then right before I started the stream, I was at 449. Leo Z Mutter, welcome to the stream. A lot of chaos in this opening run of the race, though, for Jimmy Johnson, that's for sure. He should be below the 5-second damage clock, or 5 seconds or below, I should say. So he should be able to repair this damage. Oh, man, Bowman about threw a block on Johnson there. Bowman is already locked into the next round with a win at Richmond in the first playoff race. So it doesn't matter where he finishes these next two races. He just strictly is going for the win for extra playoff points. Got up to a great start here today. Of course, Chicagoland was the site of Bowman's first career win last season, 2019. I was actually there. Got to see Bowman win his first career race. There's Ty Dillon going a lap down, but a solid run for Jermaine Racing in 14th right now. And again, a solid season just to get that car in the playoffs. What a feat. And not only one win, but 2 wins on the season for Ty Dillon. Just a great year nonetheless. Jimmy Johnson going to hit pit road from the lead this time by. The rest of the field will likely follow in a little less than 10 laps. 45 miles an hour is likely the pit road speed limit. Johnson coming in hot, but he does get it down in time. 2 seconds of damage that will be repaired. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel for Johnson. .5 second stop, pretty slow that time for Jimmy Johnson, not gonna lie. Just 2 seconds of damage repair too. That was just a slow stop in general for the 48 team. They're gonna come out of the pits in 20th, and he is 1 lap down. So Johnson needs this to play green until everybody cycles through. Johnson would have liked to stay out as long as he could, of course, but he just wasn't able to. Good news is he has 4 fresh tires, and he's going to try to blow around these guys as quick as he can. Maybe unlap himself before the rest of the field has to come onto pit road, perhaps. Yeah, Chicagoland's definitely one of the better mile-and-a-half racetracks, that's for sure. Put on 2 great finishes within the last couple years, but, I mean, those races from start to finish, pretty solid all the way around too. I meant to make a wedge adjustment there and I completely forgot to, so make sure we make it on the next stop. Try to loosen the car up just a little bit. Johnson's absolutely blowing around these cars right now. This goes to show how much fresh tires play a big factor pretty much any track you go to. Especially when you pit early like Johnson did by this many laps. It's a risk because he could get caught a lap down if a caution comes out. We have not had a caution yet today. Remember, Chase Elliott blew an engine earlier on in the event, but we never had a caution for it. Oh, Almirola pulls right up in front of Johnson. Like Alex Bowman coming to pit road now. Johnson desperately trying to get around Almirola, finally does. Johnson undercuts the corner slightly, but just a bit, and you can really see that rear of the car want to slide out from under him whenever he does do that. Favorite number? 99. That was the number I used when I raced when I was younger. Then I had the number 9 for 1 year. But yeah, I had 99 basically all the way growing up. Quarter midgets to go-karts, anything. I chose that number because my grandpa owned sprint cars, or a sprint car team back in the 90s and early 2000s. Alvin Rupke drove that car. It was a 410 sprint car, and his number was 99, so that's why I wanted to choose 99 when I got into quarter midgets, just for that reason. Still not everybody has hit pit road. I'm very surprised how far Eric Jones is able to take this. Yeah, it was Carl Edwards' number. Jeff Burton. Back when he raced for Roush Fenway. Ryan Blaney's got a really big run on the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson here. And Johnson was going to go low, but Blaney was already there in 10th place. And now the rest of the field has about roughly 10 lap fresher tires than what Johnson's got on his car. Plus Johnson just not that fast on the short run. But by short pitting, you can see the time gained by Jimmy. He's got about a 12-second lead on Suarez, who is now up to second place for Gaunt Brothers Racing. So a great run for Daniel Suarez here today. And still no cautions in this race. Almost 200 laps to go already. You can see how much time even Suarez is gaining on Jimmy Johnson. Really, everybody that's in the top 5 is gaining on Johnson. The lead was just about 12 to 12 and a half seconds. It is down to about 10 seconds now. And Johnson was about 12 seconds off the lead at one point in time earlier in the race too, so we'll have to see how that's going to be able to carry forward. Just over the quarter of the way through the second tire run of the race now. Jimmy hits his apex perfectly. He can hold it full throttle around the racetrack, but when he can't, it's usually when he tries to go to the top. Drove it in a little too deep there, barely had to lift. Suarez now down to single digits, and Kyle Busch has moved up to 3rd, passing Clinton Boyer. Keselowski up to 5th. 200 to go, 67 laps complete already in Chicagoland here today. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles for the first time today at the start-finish line. The onboard cam, as we ride along with Jimmy Johnson right now. Riding the top side of the racetrack here at Chicagoland. Chase Elliott did actually make his way back on the track, so that must have been a tire issue and not an engine issue earlier. Remember, Elliott missed the playoffs by 1 point. Didn't have a good run at Richmond, actually finished outside the top 30 in that race, and he's not having a great run so far here today either, so. Oh boy, Johnson got loose down on the apron. 3 wide to get around those 2-lap cars. Kyle Busch up to second place, 8.5 seconds off the race lead from Jimmy. Wow, that was a big step out going into turn 1. Wall, the way the rear end of the car really slid out from under him, but he let it drive itself. Rather than trying to stay in the grass and overcorrect it, or stay in the gas and overcorrect it. CW2288, welcome to the stream. Remember that Chicagoland did have a playoff race there for a few years. Started back in 2014 when they introduced the 16-man playoff field in the NASCAR Cup Series side, and it was a playoff race from 2014 to 2017. 2018 they moved it back to a midsummer race. As they did again in 2019, they were supposed to have it in 2020. Unfortunately, they were not able to run a single race here this year due to COVID. Drew Riley, welcome to the stream. Brazil, welcome to the stream. Fincham just pulled right up in front of Bobby Carter there. Jen Fincham has pulled up in front of a few people already today, almost causing accidents. That includes Jimmy Johnson earlier in the race. Ethan's Gaming, welcome to the stream also. I am very surprised that we have not had a caution yet today. Garrett Master 2000, welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching that older video, by the way, Brazil. Just past halfway through the run right now, and Kyle Busch and Johnson have been pretty even over the last handful of laps. Just trying to figure out when and where they could catch the lap traffic. Johnson just banged it off the wall. In the center of turns 3 and 4. That's going to hurt his straightaway speed down the front. By the way, only 11 cars are on the lead lap in the race today, too. Ryan Blaney is in 10th. He's in danger of going a lap down here very shortly. Blaney trying to get away through the lap traffic. One of the playoff drivers, and caution is out for the first time here today. So caution will fly for the first time finally today on lap number 82. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Eric Jones will get the free pass, and that is luckily a good timing yellow for Ryan Blaney, who is probably in danger of going a lap down here in a matter of laps. And racing back and forth with them. Johnson will pit from the lead, so everybody on the lead lap will pit. Pretty much everybody in general looks like they're going to hit pit road here, no matter what kind of situation they're currently in. Thanks, Joshua. No problem, man. I appreciate the support. All you guys give right back to me. Green flag back in the air here at Chicagoland. Just the first restart of the race. Following that first caution, Johnson leads the field to the green after winning the race off the pit road. How about Clint Boyer quickly getting to the inside of the 18? And Boyer up to second place on the restart, followed by Suarez on the inside. Hamlin lined up behind him. Jimmy Johnson nailed the restart pretty perfectly at the start, but here comes Boyer looking to the inside of Johnson off of turn 4. And he is there on the left rear quarter panel. Side by side for the lead. And Johnson is moving backwards. He does not have the short run car at all. Clinton Boyer did not lead that last lap. But he looks like he should be able to lead this lap. I don't know, though, because here comes Daniel Suarez. Suarez couldn't make the move. Kyle Busch gives Johnson a shove off of turn 4. Three wide middle now. Into turn 1. Ty Dillon, Kyle Busch right around the 48 of Johnson. Truex, Logano slipping by on the top. Johnson is moving straight backwards on the restart. Oh! Johnson overruns the corner, and he gets tagged by the 22 of Logano, and Logano moves Johnson all the way up into the wall. Kenseth had to get way out of the gas. Byron just got into the side of Johnson, and there's contact trouble. Turn 1, Kenseth goes around, saves it. Byron ends up in the wall. We stay green. Johnson got hit on the side by Byron, then got tagged from behind by Bell. Wow. Nobody is paying Johnson any sort of slack here. 3 wide. Once again now through the tri-oval. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream. Currently on lap 90. Johnson still inside the top 10, luckily, but that's simply because there aren't that many cars on the lead lap. Johnson moves right back up to the top. He has a little bit of rear bumper damage after that contact with, well, a couple guys, obviously. Logano got into the back of Johnson first. Then about a lap later, Christopher Bell got into the back of Johnson. Just remember, Jimmy DNF'd at Richmond. He has to get to the end of this race, no matter what happens here. He doesn't want to put himself in a situation to point himself in at the Roval. Boy, that was definitely a sketchy restart, to say the least. Johnson going to get right back around Matt DiBenedetto into turns 3 and 4 there. Oh boy. Yeah, drop of the green flag for the Cup Series race today is at 4:50. So we should get to the end of this race in plenty of time for you guys so you can see that. Jimmy Johnson's already fallen 10 seconds off the race lead. Three wide to the bottom. Underneath Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott. Barely got to clear Elliott into turns 1 and 2. Wow, Harvick just gave Johnson a shove right in the center of the corner. Jimmy able to hold on to it, though. Yeah, I don't know about necessarily playing Wreckfest on the channel, per se. I'm sure it probably would be a lot of fun, but I'm really trying to dedicate this to a NASCAR-oriented channel. Outside of Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing, I mean, it's all NASCAR-related. Oh, man, Johnson just door slammed Almirola getting into one. Tried to go up and side draft him. He got right into him through the tri-oval. Of course, there are two bends on this racetrack. You're almost turning all the way around the track at Chicagoland. You have a traditional tri-oval on the front stretch. Obviously, you got your two different corners, turns 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. But then down the back stretch, it's not straight. There's a little bit of a curve. Hey, you're just constantly turning around the track. What sets Chicagoland apart from other mile-and-a-half racetracks. Another one of those multi-groove tracks as well. Multiple lanes to run on, as you have seen here today. Johnson going way in through turns 3 and 4. On the bottom, he's going to pull up and clear Bowman and Kenseth off of turn 4. Just waiting for them to get the run off of 4 after running the top, but they never could. Johnson's car is definitely starting to kick in. He's falling quite a ways off the lead, though. Best lap of the race so far by Johnson today is a 30.761. Not sure which of the 3 different tire runs he has run that lap on, but that is his fastest lap of the race. Oh no, Dylan pulled down right in front of Johnson getting into turn 3. Ty Dillon, that is.
Say hi, say hi.
Johnson able to get around him through 1 and 2 on the top. Ryan Blaney for 9th place right in front of Johnson, so Jimmy is about to be battling for a position here for the first time since dropping back on the restart. Just over 100 laps complete in this race so far here today. Johnson getting a good run off the top in the draft of Blaney. Huge, massive run to the inside now. The 12, he's got to clear him easily before we even get into turn 3. So Jimmy Johnson, great run there. Blaney ducks down to the bottom in the center of the corner. I'm not sure if he got loose or what the case was there, but he lost a lot of ground by doing it. He might have gotten loose in the center of the corner. Made a good catch. I still can't believe the run Chris Buescher's having. Non-playoff driver Chris Buescher, might I add. Going for 7th on Logano. Qualified in 2nd for today's race. He's been in the top 10 all day long. So 11 cars on the lead lap with Eric Jones getting the free pass under the last caution. So Kurt Busch in 12th as the first driver, 1 lap down currently. Quite a ways ahead of Ty Dillon right now. Kurt Busch has had a quiet but good season here on this very season for NASCAR Heat 5. Finished 8th in the regular season point standings with no win, so he is one of the playoff drivers and currently sits above the cut line coming into this race. Had a solid top 10 run at Richmond. He's 9 points ahead. Definitely not a comfortable margin, but nonetheless, don't forget about Kurt Busch. Hasn't won a championship since 2004, but we'll see how he'll run over the course of these playoffs. Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely like the outside here at Chicagoland. Oh man, but Timmy Hill gets in the way there that time. Oh wow. Massive lap traffic now. right around the 7th, 8th, and 9th spots on the racetrack. Johnson goes 3 wide up the middle now between Buescher and Logano. Logano was trapped behind lap car Quinn Houff, so Johnson moves up to 7th. Buescher remains in 8th, and Logano loses 2 spots from 7th back to 9th in the transition of those laps. Just a little past halfway through the run. Johnson, though, getting better and better as the race goes on as far as the handling goes, getting used to his car. Still thinking about making that wedge adjustment. Still haven't made it yet today. And as we're getting the hang of things, almost not wanting to really make it. LaJoie gets in the way as Johnson's trying to get around Keselowski. Martin Truex Jr. in the picture also. Look at Johnson ripping the outside again. Big run through the center of the tri-oval, and he's up to 5th, passing both Truex and Keselowski down the front stretch. He had a big run as they were battling not only with each other, but through the lap traffic as well. So Johnson back into the top 5 again. He's only led 2 times in this race. Well, for a decent amount of times, though, when he has been out in the lead. But it takes him well close to about half a run to really get going and become that fastest car on the track over the course of these longer runs. I would definitely keep an eye on Daniel Suarez as his race goes on, too. He's been inside the top 5 all day for that Gaunt Brothers Racing team. Hamlin trying to get around him for 3rd using the lap car, I believe, of Ryan Preece as a pick. Ooh, Suarez moves low all of a sudden now, leaving the lap car right in front of Johnson in the center of the corner. Suarez trying to go back at Hamlin. He is 3 wide. Johnson to the top now. Jimmy overtakes both of them into turn 1. 3 wide around the top side of the track. Suarez trying to meanwhile clear Hamlin for 4th. He does. Jimmy had such a big run running the top side of the track still through 3 and 4 the last lap, despite not being all the way near the wall because he had to get around Ryan Preece, but much higher than what the 11 and the 96 ran. And then once they got to being side by side down through the tri-oval, a little bit of side drafting going on, Johnson snuck by and got around both of them. Clint Bowyer leads by almost 2 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch. Busch is stuck in heavy lap traffic as Bowyer's getting away. Johnson about 3.5 seconds back of Bowyer in 3rd. Benedetto moves right in front of Johnson right before the exit or entrance to the corner rather. Jimmy had to go up through the middle between the lap cars, but he is gaining on Kyle Busch, and he is in the draft of the 18 now through the tri-oval. Ran a little bit higher of a line nonetheless, despite having to go through the middle. Johnson up to 2nd, 2.5 seconds off the lead of Bowyer. Busch drives it hard on the bottom, and Johnson's in the wall up the exit of the corner. He comes down right in front of the 18. Johnson just trying to get back up to speed. Both Johnson and Busch get tight now through turns 3 and 4. Boyer, meanwhile, trying to get away still. Boyer now stuck behind 2 lap cars going side by side right in front of him. Michael McDowell, William Byron. Oh, those 2 cars. Boyer tries to go to the bottom 3 wide. Byron holds him off. Hendrick Motorsport teammates maybe working together here. Here comes Jimmy Johnson on the top. 3 wide now. Boyer leads the lap at the line. Johnson is there with a huge run into turn 1. Boyer still trying to stick to the bottom. Chase Elliott and Fincham are right there. Johnson rubs off the wall. Off of turn number 2. And now gets away from Boyer through 3 and 4 through the lap traffic. Johnson back to the lead for the 3rd different time today now. Almost halfway home at Chicagoland. Still just 1 caution to show for. Three wide right in front of Jimmy Johnson with some lap cars. Luckily Bell was clear of him. Johnson's got to get around him down the back stretch to the outside of Almirola. In turns 3 and 4, Jimmy Johnson will have to make a green flag pit stop, if I had to guess, roughly in about 10 laps, maybe a little less. It'll be his 2nd green flag stop of the race today. He has had 2 pit stops total so far in the first half of the race. Again, just about halfway home here in about 7 or 8 laps. Again, only running a 2nd race today because we had crashed out at Richmond in the first playoff race earlier on just lap 14. 4th DNF of the year for Johnson. Not a good way to start the playoffs by any means. Chicagoland, pretty good run though so far for Johnson. Interesting stat, Jimmy Johnson has never won at Chicagoland in his career. So we're trying to get him that first career win today. A little contact between Stenhouse and Johnson that time. One of just 3 tracks Jimmy Johnson's not won at in his career. Kentucky, the Charlotte Roval, which has only been on the schedule for 2 years, and Chicagoland. And Kentucky's only been on the schedule for Jimmy Johnson for barely a decade. Chicagoland's the only track that's been on the schedule since Jimmy Johnson has come into the Cup Series. Kansas has been around since 2000, right? I'm not sure of when Kansas came on the Cup schedule, to be completely honest. I don't know what year first year was there. A lot of the mile and a halves that you see on the schedule now have been around since the late 90s, but I'm not exactly sure about Kansas. Like Kansas, Chicagoland, they were brought around the same time to the Cup Series schedule. Texas, it's another one. Even Fontana, for that matter, even though it's a 2-mile track and not a mile and a half, it's still an intermediate. Brought around the same time. Yeah, it used to be a flat racetrack. A lot of the mile and a halves used to be a lot flatter than what they are now. Jimmy all the way to the bottom. Ryan Blaney will go a lap down. So Blaney 1 lap down. Putting just 9 drivers currently on the lead lap. Want to go to Martinsville so you can see everything. Yeah, you can actually, so the mile and a half racetracks, you could see everything. As long as you're sitting at least 20 rows up, you could see everything. I've been to Chicagoland, Kentucky, you could see the whole track perfectly fine. Atlanta, you could see the whole track perfectly fine as long as you're like at least a third of the way up the bleachers. If you're down close to the track, it'll be a little more difficult. You can probably see everything but the backstretch. I'm trying to think. There might have been another mile and a half I've been. Well, Michigan, 2-mile track. Even Michigan, if you're sitting halfway up the bleachers or higher, you can even see the entire track at Michigan. That's a 2-mile racetrack. The only tracks I've been to that you can't see the entire track would be, and also Charlotte, by the way, is another one. I went there for the Roval, but you could see the whole like racetrack, them racing through the infield and stuff in the seats, as well as the backstretch. It's not really difficult unless your eyesight is like very, very bad. I guess that would become a problem, but if that was the case, you'd probably have to get your eyes checked anyway, so it's pretty visible. I've only been to Richmond. Yeah, and obviously Bristol's the short track. I just went there for the All-Star race, but yeah, mile and a half tracks, you can definitely see the whole track. As long as you're not sitting within the first probably 10 rows, honestly, you can see the whole thing. Michigan, you got to be about halfway up, but you can still see the whole track. But Indianapolis and Watkins Glen are the only 2 tracks I've been to you can't see the whole track. Indianapolis, I haven't been to Talladega or Daytona, but I would assume you could see the whole track if you sit up high enough, kind of like Michigan, if I had to guess. But Indianapolis, there's just too many trees in the infield because they got that golf course and the road course for that matter, but there's just a bunch of trees in the grass. Jimmy Johnson's going to pit this time. Second green flag stop of the race. Again, 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. And Johnson will hit pit road perfectly. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, 1 second of damage to repair for the 48 car. Hoping to see your first race this year. Yeah, I'm still supposed to go to Darlington for the Southern 500, at least at this point, but I'm not entirely sure when. And caution is out. Meanwhile, With 129 laps to go, caution is out as Johnson's on pit road. So well done. Perfect timing for the caution. Johnson can service the car. 4 fresh tires. That caution would have came out a lap later. He would have had to take the wave around. Eric Jones will get the free pass in 11th. And that is only the second caution of the race today. No adjustments for Jimmy there. Probably should have made one again, but here we go. Green flag back in the air. The 48 of Johnson leads the field to the green again. He has not been great on the short runs. Boyer trying to come down the track, maybe to side draft the 48 of Johnson. Johnson pulls the block. Boyer still up high. Now they're 3 wide for second, and Kyle Busch goes from third to second. Hamlin goes from 5th to 2nd on the restart. Suarez restarted on the top behind. Boyer lost a couple spots, still losing spots because here comes Logano now. Jimmy could not stick the bottom, had to run the top through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch still behind him. Keselowski to the inside now. Side by side for second place. Johnson leads the opening lap off the restart. Into turn 1. Johnson holds the bottom in front of Keselowski, but here comes Kyle Busch on the top. Oh, Johnson gets down the backstretch, 3 wide. Suarez gives Johnson a shove into turn 3. Keselowski's got a big run now on Kyle Busch. Mayhem on the restart here at Chicago. Man, Boyer lost a ton of spots. He's trying to get back up there. Here comes Blaney. Still 3 wide. Johnson trying to side draft the 14 of Boyer quickly. Blaney giving Johnson a shove in the center of the corner. Up the hill goes Johnson now. Back into the side of Blaney. Here comes Kenseth on the top. Believe he's a lap down. Into turn 1. Blaney gets into the side of the 48 of Johnson. Blaney gets sideways. Johnson up into the wall. Dillon gets on by. Blaney losing ground. So is Johnson for that matter. So they've gotten together about 2 laps in a row now. Blaney coming right back on the 48. Johnson can't shake him. Blaney now tries to go to the top. Johnson's there. Jimmy was just trying to get to his preferred line. Under the apron through the tri-oval, trying to break the draft a little bit. Blaney up the middle. Newman on the bottom. Wow, they both cleared Johnson by a long shot there. As usual, Johnson's going to lose a lot of ground here on the restart. Kyle Busch trying to fend off for the lead, but it doesn't look like he's able to hold on to it. Again, just past the halfway mark here today. And we did run a truck race at Chicagoland in the regular season for the Truck Series. We're running as Chase Elliott for the Truck Series. Next truck race will be tomorrow night at Atlanta, by the way. But in that truck race, we ended up bringing it home, finishing 4th here at Chicagoland. 3 wide. Oh, man. I don't think Johnson realized they were 3 wide as he got into the side of the 95 all of a sudden. Christopher Bell still 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Johnson definitely getting the big runs down the straightaways on the top, but again, he's giving up a little bit of time in the corners. I mean, they have been 3 wide for about a lap and a half. Harvick on the inside, Bell in the middle, and Johnson on the top. One heck of a battle back here. It's not for position, but Johnson, unbelievable. Chase Elliott right in front of the 48. Johnson gets right on that right rear corner panel, trying to side draft Elliott, pulling him back a little bit. Harvick's got a big run on Chase. Chase goes a little high, right in front of Johnson. Johnson kind of gave him that shot.
Still there.
Unintentionally, of course, because Elliott pulled up right in front of the 48. Again, Johnson with a big run to the top side of the racetrack. Elliott gets sideways and makes a great save. Harvick slips by on the bottom. Johnson slips by on the top. Elliott was pointed towards the infield through 3 and 4.
Say hi, say hi. Still there. All right, you're clear.
Man, Harvick and Johnson have been battling so hard. Remember, they were in that 3 wide mess when Bell was sandwiched in the middle, but now been side by side with one another, just trying to get clear. Of course, Harvick a lap down, another playoff driver, and despite having a strong regular season, finished second in the regular season standings. He is running 17th today, and he did not have a good run at Richmond in the last race where he finished in 19th. Kevin Harvick came into this race barely above the cut line. He's not doing a good job here today to try and stay above it. Might need some help. Race might end 20 minutes before the Michigan race. Yeah, the drop of the, the actual drop of the green flag for the Michigan race today is at 4:50, is what it's scheduled for. So, we should get done. That is about an hour and a half from now. And this race is just past halfway, and we started roughly 2 o'clock. So, yeah, we should get done probably half an hour, 40 minutes before the start of the race.
Still there.
As long as we don't get caution after caution after caution. We've only had 3 cautions total here today. And Johnson had to get by Newman real quick. The outside of Bowman. Kurt Busch is there also. Oh, Johnson in the wall off of turn 2. Well, that definitely got a little hairy. Johnson to the bottom all of a sudden, 3 wide. Had the run off the top on Bowman and Kurt Busch. Clears them both into turn 1. Great move by Johnson. Tried to keep it off the wall. Here comes Kurt. Bowman back down to the bottom trying to cross over the 48 of Johnson, but Johnson gets the run off the exit of 2 on the top side. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Don't DNF again. Yeah, I'm going to try not to. Only 4 DNFs on the year, though, and this is race 28. Doing these full race live streams, of course, on 105 AI difficulty. That's one heck of a job to get through that many races, only DNFing that many times. But man, 14 laps into the race. We did not have practice for that race, nor did we have practice for this one. I thought I had a little too loose of a setup. I kept the qualifying setup in the car. And I was thinking about, you know, tightening it up a hair for the race, but I was like, no, it'll be fine. And we were fine for those first 13 laps, but then lap 14, all of a sudden, we just got real loose off of turn 2. And I think I had it corrected. I think I would have saved it, but I got hit by Bowman on the inside, and it just ricocheted me into the outside wall head on. Sure enough, Bowman went on to win the race. Haven't really been able to hold full throttle in these corners for a while. Johnson's still 11.5 seconds off the lead, in 10th currently. I watched the end of the truck race Friday night. I watched about the last 20 laps. I know they were racing a doubleheader. I didn't see their second race though. I think they were racing a doubleheader this week, weren't they? And I also saw the Road America race yesterday too. Most of it. Caution's out again here at Chicagoland. Kyle Busch leads this time. It is the 4th caution of the race today as we have 106 laps to go. Rondo Slice, welcome to the stream. Why am I not using the wheel? Make it realistic. I took the day off with the wheel today. That's all. I go back and forth with the wheel and the controller quite a bit. I use the controller a little more as of late, and a lot of the reason it's a lot easier for me to keep a realistic broadcast when I'm using the controller versus the steering wheel, so that's the only reason that I, you know, like to swap back and forth. It's a lot harder to broadcast when I use the steering wheel. Green flag back in the air. Johnson made a wedge adjustment on pit road a half a round. Nothing much, maybe help loosen the car. He's been tight most of the day. 102 laps to go now as Kyle Busch leads the field to the green. Trying to get up to speed. A lot of the Penske cars in the back half of the top 10. Johnson had a great restart to the inside of Blaney. And he's going to take that run down to the inside of Keselowski all of a sudden. 3 wide right in front, Hamlin, Chris Buescher. And now 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. Buescher lost a lot of ground on the top. I think he had to get out of the gas on the exit of the corner to keep from hitting the wall. Kurt Busch all over the back of the 48 of Johnson. And look at Jimmy riding it on the inside. But now he washes up the track all of a sudden. It was only a matter of time for him to hang on. And Kurt Busch gets in front of him. Blaney getting a run off the top all of a sudden now. Newman is all over the 48 of Johnson. I feel like the cars are a little slower with the joystick. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm a little slower with the joystick. Not that the handling is that much harder, but for whatever reason, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I think the throttle sensitivity is a little different, and I think that has a lot to do with it. I think you can get back into the gas a lot sooner with the steering wheel. It's a less harsher on the tires. You can take care of your tires a little bit better. Johnson got really loose that time. By making the adjustment now, he can move it back to the way it was under the next stop. We only have to pit one more time. Oh man, Bell gets loose in 3 and 4. He makes a great save as he's known for. Fastest lap of the race that time by Johnson. I think this setup was the way to go. 3 wide to the bottom. Looked for it at least. Couldn't quite stay there on Bowman and Jones. Jones is 4th position. Johnson getting a big run in the draft to Bowman. 3 wide to the bottom into turn 3 now. Boy, Johnson drove it in deep. Trying to clear the 88. Couldn't do it. Johnson moves back to the top. Obviously, cautions would dictate if we get more than just 1 pit stop the rest of the way, but if we did stay green to the end, and remember, we had an 82-lap green flag run to start the race, so we have had a really long green flag run once. 2 sets of green flag pit stops. I'm setting the full car stability. Yeah, the stability helps on 0. The only time I have stability is on the road courses. I have 50. Because otherwise, with the game just doesn't work with the joystick on the road course. I mean, you just can't. Like, I'll lose control every corner for whatever stupid reason. When I'm not in 4th gear, that is. Caution's out for the 5th time today, and we have some interesting strategies going on now. Some drivers are pitting, some are staying out. Johnson's going to hit pit road here. We're not that far into this green flag run, just 10 laps, but that could make a difference on the restart. We have a lot of cars pitting. It looks like only the top 6 cars are going to stay out. Suarez and 5th will hit pit road. Yeah, top 6 stayed out. Everybody else on 10-lap pressure tires. Free pass goes to Kurt Busch in 13th. That's big for him. So here we go. Green flag back in the air at Chicagoland. And we'll try it again. Just 91 to go. And the more and more restarts we get later and later into the race, this could get nuts. Again, 2nd playoff race of the season. Bowman locked into the playoffs, but he's a lap down. A lot of playoff drivers towards the front of the field. Oh, Johnson gets into the back of Jones off of turn 2. Suarez into the back of Johnson there. A little contact, got him a little loose. Jimmy getting one heck of a push from Ty Dillon through the tri-oval. Look at the speed Johnson carries into turn 1. Looks to the bottom of the track. Ty Dillon's there now. Jones gets loose off of turn 2 again. Suarez with the push. They're 4 wide for a quick moment. Now 3 wide. Suarez's push sends Johnson into turn 3. Ty Dillon right there again. Boy, this is close. Oh, Suarez about got hooked. Or about hooked Johnson. 3x3 through the pack. Unbelievable. Ty Dillon makes contact now into the side of Buescher. How have we not wrecked yet? Blaney adds to the contact in the back of the 48 of Johnson. Meanwhile, Clint Boyer still has the lead. And I believe Matt Kenseth is a lap down up there. Johnson had a big run off the exit of turn 4. Blaney gets behind the 48 of Johnson, giving him a push once again off of turn 2. That time Johnson holds on to it. Big run to the inside, 3 wide into turn 3 again. Newman with a shove, and that just got Johnson tight. At least he cleared Hamlin, luckily. Trying to go up the track to draft off of Joey Logano. Logano goes high. Newman didn't run the bottom. We're 4 wide. Johnson gets tight into the side of the 22 of Logano as they hang on to it. A lot on the line here for a lot of these drivers. Kyle Busch is fading back after leading on the restart. Meanwhile, Chris Buescher is the race leader. Suarez sends the 48 all the way up the track into the side of the 18. Suarez is still there. Johnson couldn't block him off anymore. Busch stuffs it underneath of Jimmy Johnson now. A lot of aggressive pushing here. And it's almost, oh no, and speaking of pushing, that was more of a side draft there as the 18, the 48 got together, and they did it again. Busch tries to save it, and Busch goes around into the wall, into Newman. Caution is out. 7th time of the day. It was only a matter of time the way everybody was racing. Johnson had to lock the brakes. And we'll try it again. Jimmy gonna hit pit road. 7-lap green flag run. Take a breath there for a minute. Now Busch got sideways, looked like he had it saved and then overcorrected it into Newman. Johnson did make a little bit of contact with Kyle Busch when Kyle was sideways, but luckily it really wasn't much at all. Johnson got on the brakes in time and didn't get ran over from behind. And the green flag is back in the air again. This time Jimmy restarts on the bottom in 9th. And Chris Buescher leads the field to the green, and I believe the top 6 cars stayed out of the pits again. So here we go. It's a different 6 this time, though. Pretty much everybody that stayed out under the last caution pitted that last time after losing the spots. And here we go again. Big run. 4 wide to the bottom goes Johnson into 3. Truex is going to give Johnson a shot through 3 and 4. Jimmy trying to hang on to it. Up the track he goes. We're 4 wide again. Now 3 by 3. Busch gives Johnson a shot. Oh man, a little contact. 48 and the 11. These pushes are going wrong. They're only going to work down the straightaways, but not in the center of the corners on this racetrack. As like most racetracks, especially the intermediates. Hamlin about stuffed Kenseth in the wall. Didn't even realize Kenseth was on the lead lap. Been a lap down most of the race. He did qualify up in the top 5, but hasn't been running there a whole lot. Johnson's rear bumper is just getting worn out by these guys. Martin Truex Jr. leads the race after DNFing, finishing last at Richmond while leading early in that race after starting on the pole. He's looking for redemption. Came in 19 points below the cut line today. Not in a must-win situation, but he's going to need a lot of points, and he's got a few guys to jump as well. But Truex is leading at Chicagoland here in this one. Everybody still has to make at least one more stop the rest of the way. Again, we've had 6 cautions total. We might not be done yet. Keselowski now all over the back of the 48 of Johnson. Jimmy had to get out of the gas. Keselowski rubs up against the wall off of turn 2, and here comes Buescher right back on him. Suarez, Kurt Busch Side by side for position up ahead as well. Ooh, Johnson gets loose, center of the corner. Washes up the racetrack off of turn 2, loses a little bit of ground there from Keselowski. But the 1 and the 96 have been going at it for position there for a little bit. Brad goes to the outside now. Trying to get a run off of turn 4, maybe trying to set up Kurt Busch and Daniel Suarez, and Keselowski takes the run. And he's going to go high again through 1 and 2. You can see how much speed he's able to carry because of it. Johnson will move up to the outside also. Returns 1 and 2. Suarez able to block off Keselowski going into 3 for a moment. Johnson gets tight again. Suarez doing a good job being able to block off Kurt Busch and Keselowski on a little bit older tires. Tires will even out about after 10 laps. Johnson rubs up against the wall into 3. That doesn't help him at all. See if Kurt Busch is going to get to the inside of Suarez. He does, trying to side draft him perhaps. No, Suarez got the run off the top. He's able to stay in front. Johnson drives it in deep through 1 and 2, and he gets it to stick. Full throttle. He's gaining a little bit of ground. He's going to the bottom when he can run full throttle and running the top side when he has to get out of the gas. So he'll go back to the top again now through turns 3 and 4. And a little bit of a draft off of Keselowski also. Yeah, Johnson's definitely got a big run. Oh! Little contact with Keselowski. Brad's going to get to the outside of Suarez. Johnson's got a big run all of a sudden. Johnson goes down, a little side draft on Kurt Busch. And back up to, well, actually, he's going to run the middle through turns 1 and 2. Maybe trying to find a little bit of clean air. Suarez went to the bottom. Keselowski was on the top now trying to draft Keselowski. Oh, and he tried to clear Suarez, but he couldn't do it. Johnson tried to cut down in front of Suarez in the center of 3 and 4. He wasn't clear. A little bit of contact. Johnson got loose. Suarez able to stay alongside the 48. An aggressive battle for 5th right now. Logan Miller, welcome to the stream. X, welcome to the stream also. Suarez keeps getting alongside Johnson, side draft him. You can see, despite Jimmy running the top, that's slowing him down the straightaways. He needs to make sure he stays clear off the exit of the corner on Suarez, as he did off of turn 4 that time. So just by doing that, you can see the run he's got on Keselowski. Granted, Brad keeps running the top also. Brad now moves down towards the middle lane. Johnson tried to side draft him off the right rear, but he's going to get a large amount of speed down the backstretch after coming off the top. Brad in the middle now through 3 and 4. Johnson runs just a tad bit higher. And that's making a difference here. It's by running just that much higher on the track. Yeah, X, so I figured it out to the point where it only has 8 drivers in the playoffs despite a 16-car playoff field, so I'm literally keeping track of the points myself because there were drivers, obviously, that were in that shouldn't have been in and drivers that were out that shouldn't have been out. So I'm doing the points myself just to make sure everything is stat corrected. Johnson went to the inside to get around Keselowski there. Brad closing right in on 48 of Johnson as they both run the middle lane now through turns 3 and 4. Jimmy getting away now for 5th. Truex is falling back to 3rd. Logano in 4th. So yeah, I've been keeping track of the points myself, and we DNF'd at Richmond. Finished 39th officially because we got in an accident on lap 14 in that race. So that's why we're running Chicagoland today too, because we weren't just going to run 14 laps and call it quits for the day. So on a short track nonetheless. So we are here for this one. Take you to the start of the Michigan race roughly. We'll get done beforehand, but
Still there inside. All clear. Car there on the inside. Clear around it.
Johnson's about 2.5 seconds back right now from Joey Logano. He's about 4.5 seconds off the lead. This car, again, has gotten faster since making that wedge adjustment. He's got a little bit of rear bumper damage from the restart, though, so that might be loosening the car up a little too much. Just outside the pit window with 63 to go. You can go 58 to 62 laps on a full tank of fuel here at Chicagoland, but Johnson's had to pit roughly 7 to 10 laps shorter than the actual estimated fuel length. It's been burning the right front out, and caution is out. 63 laps to go. Caution is out for the 7th time today. Yeah, it's got to be a bug with the game, you'd have to assume. But luckily, I know how to keep track of the points. Alex Bowman got the win at Richmond, so he's locked into the next round. Where on this game, it wouldn't have, and it didn't carry any playoff points over either, so. So caution is out. Johnson will hit pit road. There's a lot of Logano and Keselowski have stayed out. Maybe they think nobody can make it to the end, and that is why they stayed out. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. win the race off of pit road, and the green flag is back in the air once more. Johnson restarts in 6th. The two Penske cars on a little bit different strategy there. Johnson quickly getting to the bottom in 1 and 2 behind Kyle Busch. Big run. 3 wide to the bottom. Busch got loose. He about got in the side of the 19 of Truex. Look at the run that Johnson's got down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Jimmy Johnson to the lead at Chicagoland, at least for now. But here comes Daniel Suarez. Surprise runner for God Brothers Racing has had a great day. Johnson to the lead with 58 to go. Hamlin up high. Suarez back to the bottom. Johnson just able to block him, but Jimmy gets loose now. 3 wide for the lead. Hamlin rip riding the top side. Now side by side up in the front of the field. Between the 96 and the 11, contact with the 17 and the 48. Buscher gets sideways in the center of the corner, makes a great save. Jones all over the back of the 48 of Johnson. Suarez to the lead at the line. 57 to go. What a crazy restart. Johnson right back to the top here as Kenseth and Eric Jones are up there. And a pretty big gap back to the cars behind him. But Daniel Suarez leads, non-playoff driver, looking for career win number 1. He's been close numerous times this year on the super speedways, but a run of a lifetime for Gaunt Brothers Racing. Leading this race, Nathan Frago, welcome to the stream. Buscher trying to run down Johnson for 7th. Again, Jimmy doesn't have a good short run car, but can everybody make it on fuel to the end of the race? Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely gonna watch the race. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Oh, look at that run Busher got through turns 3 and 4. Johnson just able to hold him off. Not by much, and Busher's all over the back of the 48. He is there. Kyle Busch on the top side, right behind Johnson. Man, Busch just got right into the back of Jimmy off the exit of 4. Johnson going to let Busch go, at least for now. Doesn't want to really risk wrecking the race car. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. Just happens in the custom schedule, gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Like Kyle Busch getting in the back of Johnston off the exit of that corner there a couple laps ago. Jimmy is still running fine. He doesn't quite have that rear bumper damage by loosening the car up just a hair too a couple pit stops ago. I wonder if that's going to take a little bit less stress off of the right front and maybe make it to the actual end of the fuel run if we have enough fuel to the end. Again, that caution came out with 63 to go, so we went green with 59 laps left. We can go 58 to 62 laps on a full tank of fuel here at Chicagoland. It is a very close fuel mileage race here today. Points on the line. It is a playoff race. The next race at the Charlotte Roval being the cutoff for the round of 16. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race today. Right now, Johnson's tracking about a lap and a half to 2 laps to the good on fuel. But will the cautions even be done? We've had 7 of them today. 2 in the first half of the race, 5 in the second half. And Truex is gaining quite a bit of ground now on Jimmy Johnson. That would be for position, of course, for 9th. Truex all over the back of the 48. Now Johnson and Truex both, gaining a little bit of time. Johnson gets into the wall off of turn 2. Truex is going to overtake him for 9th now. A little bit of a mistake there by Johnson. Haven't seen really any mistakes out of Johnson on his own today. Getting pushed by another car on restarts really shouldn't count against Jimmy. And now he rubs up against the wall again through turns 1 and 2 for the second lap in a row. No, I'm not using the wheel today. I didn't plan on it because I was planning on just running Richmond. 3 wide for position up ahead now. But yeah, we DNF'd at Richmond on lap 14, so that's why we're running Chicagoland too. Race leader 5.5 seconds ahead of Johnson currently on the racetrack. It's been a while since Jimmy Johnson's actually had the lead outside of the one lap he led on this very last restart that we most recently had, but outside of that one lap it has been a little bit. Johnson trying to get to that left rear corner panel of Truex. He is there, trying to side draft him, and he did just enough to stay to the inside of Truex. Big run on Kenseth. Johnson sends it now, and the caution is out again. Caution is out again. 43 laps to go at Chicagoland, the 8th caution of the race today. Johnson will hit pit road under this yellow. It's like Logano, Keselowski, who did not pit under the last caution, will pit this time. Just a half can of fuel here for Jimmy. Ryan Newman gets a free pass in 15th to get back on the lead lap. Yeah, that's a tough break for Eric Jones' situation. I mean, I really do think he is a talented driver, and I think he should find a pretty good ride. But it's going to be hard to move from Joe Gibbs Racing, the close relations he has had with him, obviously, and then that being as competitive of a car as it is. It's going to be tough to find another ride quite like that. Almost irreplaceable. We'll have to see how his future goes ahead. Joey Logano won the race off pit road between Johnson, Logano, and Keselowski there. They have the freshest tires. Kurt Busch got a little loose. A little side draft there by Johnson. 3 wide to the bottom on the restart. Who will win at Chicagoland and advance into the next round of the playoffs? 3 by 3 on this restart. Jimmy washes up towards the top lane, 3 wide. Logano coming in hot from behind. Hamlin looking low for the lead on Boyer. Johnson in the wall, up a turn 2, and he gets turned! Johnson gets banged around down to the inside of the racetrack. Caution is out again. He was pointed towards the wall, and I think when Logano hit him, it kind of straightened him out. Oh, man. That had deja vu written all over it from that Richmond race earlier. That was oddly similar to the way we were pointed on the near the wall down the back straightaway in that race. Caution will fly again. Bowman will get the free pass, but he'll only be one lap, or he'll be 1 lap down instead of 2. But again, he's already locked into the playoffs. 38 to go, 9th caution of the race. Johnson got into the wall, racing 3 wide around the top of the track. Keselowski gets another shot at it. He did not get a good restart on those fresh tires like Logano and Johnson did, and Johnson about spoiled it for himself. Jimmy trying to side draft that right rear corner panel of Kurt Busch in the center of 1 and 2. Johnson's got a big run down the backstretch, down to the inside, into turn 3. 3 wide on the bottom. Johnson trying to gain as quick of ground as he can. 3 wide through the middle. Back to the top side now into 1 and 2. And look at Logano shooting to the bottom of the track. And Keselowski on the top side, just enough room for him. Keselowski's making down the backstretch. How did he get through there so quickly? Meanwhile, Johnson's boxed in the middle. Kyle Busch gives Johnson a shove through 3 and 4. Keselowski to the lead here at Chicago. Well, you can't say he didn't have a bad restart this time. Johnson up to third. Logano got to second before Jimmy. And the race for the lead is likely going to be between these top three on the freshest tires in the field. Suarez falls back to fourth. So this could be the race for the win between the top three. If we stay green to the finish, that is. "30 laps to go." Logano's actually gaining ground on Keselowski here lap after lap as well. He's running where Keselowski's not, which is on the bottom. Keselowski running the top, so automatically you would think Keselowski's going to get the run off the top side, right? Well, that's right, but if Logano could stay close like he is and kind of stay in the draft and manage that gap down the straightaways, the inside is quicker in the corners when you can run that route. They're both pulling away from Johnson right now. But if the 22 and the 2 get racing with each other, a lot on the line for both of them in the playoffs, as well as Johnson behind. The top 4 are all playoff drivers, in fact, because Clinton Boyer back in 4th place now. Came into this race tied on the cut line with Ty Dillon. Dillon has actually had a great run. He's competing for a top 10 today. On an intermediate nonetheless. Am I going to do the same on Heat 4, like on Heat 4? With the seasons, yes. With the first 2, I'm probably not going to do a toughest season. I'm probably just going to do different variations of custom schedules. If I have extra time, obviously. Outside of the 2 seasons for each of the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup series. Racing with stages and racing without. Obviously, we're racing without them for the first season in each of those series, but then we'll be racing with stages the next time around. So fuel shouldn't be an issue for anybody the rest of this race. It's all about tire management. Logano was able to get to the lead the last lap on Keselowski pretty easily once he got near him. Brad's still on the top, trying to get the run on Logano through the corners. Or off the exit of the corners, I should say. Yeah, I would love to play the older NASCAR games for sure. I would definitely consider NASCAR Thunder 2004 or something of that nature. The problem is I don't have a PS2, and I don't have those games. I haven't had a PlayStation 2 in a very long time. Because I remember it kind of like broke on us when I was a little kid. And my dad got me a PSP, which I had from 2nd grade, I believe, all the way up until like my freshman year of high school. I took really good care of it. It lasted me a really long time. I had NASCAR on that, which was technically like a replica of NASCAR 07. So that was probably the game I played the most. But when we did have a PS2, I do remember playing a lot of NASCAR 05. So, I mean, yeah, there are older games I would definitely like to go back and play. Like season mode or something of that nature. Do the full races and everything like I'm doing now with a realistic broadcast. But obviously much different point system, so that'd be kind of cool too. Adding even more variation. Lap traffic now in the way of Keselowski and Logano. Logano specifically, Brad is gaining on him on the top side off of 4. Logano caught in very heavy lap traffic. They were running side by side right in front of him for a little bit there. 22 to go. Does Johnson have enough time to get to Logano and Keselowski? Will the car come in? 452 subs, nice. Yeah, I think the first NASCAR game I ever played was NASCAR Thunder 2002, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't remember playing much of NASCAR Thunder 2004. I don't know if it's that we didn't have the game or... Because I remember playing a lot of 05 and 2002. But I really don't remember... 04, even 03 for that matter. Logano still caught in heavy lap traffic. It's amazing how bad he is suffering in the lap traffic. Keselowski got back to the lead a couple laps ago. 19 to go this time. And although Brad is pulling away from Joey, Joey's under pressure of losing second place to Johnson. Here comes Jimmy to the outside now through turns 1 and 2. Logano propelled to the bottom. He just got by LaJoie in time, but he definitely lost a lot of ground. Johnson gets the run off the exit of turn 2 on the outside. Back to the top again through 3 and 4. Stenhouse going to get in the way, not having a good day in 31st. Ran in the teens at Richmond. Remember, he's one of the playoff drivers. 18 to go as the battle for second between Logano and Johnson is on. Keselowski about 2 seconds ahead. Jimmy just squeezing to the outside into 3. Jimmy's content with staying on the top. Keselowski now caught behind. It looked like Justin Haley, Tyler Reddick, a couple of rookies. I think Logano's faster than Keselowski if he can really get there. You can see how much ground Johnson's gaining on the straightaways. And now the lap cars to the bottom. Haley and Reddick are there. Logano's got nowhere to go. Johnson up to second, clear off of turn 2. About a second off the lead from Keselowski. Ryan Preece giving Johnson just enough room to run the top through 3 and 4. Thanks there, Belodex, and everybody else, of course. Keselowski now caught behind Custer. Oh, looked like he was going to go low. Johnson checked up because he thought he was going to, and now Custer runs to the top. Nowhere to go for Johnson. He does run a little bit higher than Keselowski did there, but not much. Still enough to gain a little bit, though, through the tri-oval. Battle for the lead is on. Brad checked up. Once again, Johnson got on the brakes pretty hard into 1 and 2. And he's in the wall off of turn 2. Brad back to the top side as well as Jimmy. Logano still running the bottom, but now he's got DiBenedetto and McDowell right there. Johnson was so close to hitting the wall. Trying to run just a little bit higher than Keselowski there. Johnson might be faster at this point in the run. Caution. Bowman will get back on the lead lap. Caution is out for the 10th time today with 14 to go. Oh boy. How long did it take to perfect my commentary? So when I was younger, I remember like talking my way through a race. So I guess I kind of had some sort of a, you know, a passion for broadcasting growing up. I wouldn't say it's not perfect by any means. I still make mistakes throughout the course of these live streams. Not a lot of them, but I mean, just with, you know, oh, turn 3 when I'm actually in turn 2 or something by accident, or just kind of getting ahead of myself. But, you know, that's why I'm working out the kinks with this channel. Hopefully it'll take me somewhere someday. You know, actually get a broadcasting job would be ideal. But meanwhile, we're back for the finish of this race. Brad Keselowski leads the field to the green. 11 laps to go at Chicagoland. Johnson trying to get right there. Side by side off of turn 2. Brad can't quite clear the 48 of Johnson yet. Jimmy to the top side. Keselowski on the bottom. Logano is in third off the restart. Johnson got loose off of 4, almost ended up at the wall. 10 to go, trying to side draft Keselowski now. Logano in line, he could be faster than the top 2 here. Johnson drives it in deep, not wanting to get out of the gas. He didn't have to. Johnson clear off of turn 2 for the lead. Logano still going for second on Keselowski behind. Logano might have to try to go to the outside. Brad is protecting the bottom now, so he can hang on to second. Again, the point's so precious. Late in the race with just 9 to go now. Johnson officially back to the lead for the fifth different time today. Truex up to 4th meanwhile. Logano side by side with Keselowski. Johnson bounced it off the wall off of 2. And Logano's up to 2nd. And he might be coming on the 48 of Johnson. He could be a little bit faster. Johnson's got the clear track. It's not over yet. 8 to go. Johnson trying to desperately get to the white flag. Lead change 27. You've been counting today, called? That's incredible if that's actually true, because you don't see that kind of lead changes on a mile and a half. I know for a fact, though, this is the 5th different time Johnson has led today. Cool. Boyer up to 4th. He's battling Truex back there. Johnson a little tight. Almost overran the corner. He did keep it off the wall, though. That's good. Still 2.5 is the difference here. 6 to go. As long as Johnson doesn't make a mistake, he should have this thing in the bag. Obviously, we have to stay green also, but... Johnson slightly pulling away now. 2-second lead. 5 to go. It was a fight today, especially in the second half of the race. 2 cautions in the entire first half of the race. We had 10 total. 8 of which came in the final 120 laps. A little bit of different pit strategy for the top 3 to give them fresher tires. Johnson, Logano, Keselowski. That was the difference maker. Career win number 101 for Johnson if he can hold on to this one, and it would be his first career win at Chicagoland. He has never won here in his Cup Series career. Check another one off the list. Another track he hasn't won at, Charlotte Roval. We go there for the next race, for the final race of the round of 16. Also importantly, Johnson wins. He will be advanced into the round of 12. If he can just hold on for a few more laps, he'll be meeting teammate Alex Bowman as the first 2 drivers into the round of 12. Johnson desperately wants to get to that white flag. 2 to go. Imagine this, but with commercial breaks. Man, talk about realistic effects there. That'd be cool if I can, like, when we get ads inserted at some point in time, if we could somehow find a way to do that under cautions. Throw like a 30-second ad in or something during the caution break.
You got 1 to go.
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Jimmy Johnson. Another step closer to the championship. In race 2 of the round of 16, Jimmy will advance to the round of 12. Through 3 and 4, one final time. Lap traffic, no factor on this final run. Johnson beat Keselowski and Logano on raw speed. Logano still in second behind, but Jimmy Johnson has advanced to the next round with a win at Chicagoland today.
Flag is in the air. It's yours.
Keeping the chase parade alive after a DNF at Richmond. Not a race he necessarily had to win, but there's a lot more solidarity knowing that the Roval is the next race. A lot less pressure going in for Jimmy and Alex Bowman, the first 2 drivers to lock themselves in. Take a look at the race analysis here. 2 hours, 14 minutes total time of the race today. Jimmy Johnson with the win. Logano second, Keselowski third, Boyer fourth. Martin Truex Jr. rounds out the top 5. Daniel Suarez was the surprise of the day, finishing in 6th, ran in the top 5 most of the day. Pit strategy did him wrong at the very end, ruining his chances of winning, but still a top 5 or top 10 nonetheless for Gaunt Brothers Racing. Great run for a non-playoff team as well. On a mile and a half. Kyle Busch 7th, Denny Hamlin 8th. Another surprise performance by another driver who did not make the playoffs. Chris Buescher for Roush Fenway Racing qualified 2nd, ran the top 10 all day, finished 9th. And Ryan Blaney rounds out the top 10 here in this race. 10 cautions total, 16 drivers finished on the lead lap here at Chicagoland. And the only driver to DNF was Bubba Wallace about halfway through the race. Next full race live stream is going to be tomorrow night, Truck Series at Atlanta. Not sure on the start time. Again, with the work days, it's kind of hard to tell. I did like the couple tests I did by streaming as soon as I got off of work, and then eating and getting in the shower afterwards. It saved me a lot of time. I felt like by the time I got done with everything, I was actually able to get to bed about a half hour before normal. Because usually I'll find myself getting distracted when I'm eating or something, but instead it's like, all right, hurry up and eat so I can go to bed kind of thing now. So I kind of like that. So really it's just a matter of what time can I get off of work. I will have a schedule put up on my Twitter account as usual for the full race live streams for next week, what day and what time for later in the week that I will be doing those races. So you can follow me on Twitter. Yep, Robert, Michigan. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, on Twitter, you can follow me at NASCAR Fanatic 99. I'll put it down in the comment section below, so you guys have the schedule for, again, what series, what race I will be doing. There we go. Yep, Michigan race soon. We got a couple more stats to go over here. I'll be doing the points after the stream. I'm not gonna let you guys sit through that. I'll let you get to the Michigan race. I should be able to get it done before the race starts. So I'll be tallying the points because, again, NASCAR Heat has a problem with the custom schedules that the playoffs are all wacky and messed up. It didn't score any playoff points, and it only had 8 drivers instead of 16 in a 10-race playoff. So, yeah, so that was all messed up. So I'll be doing that on my own here in a quick second. I could go back through. So, yeah, see what I mean? Like, these points aren't accurate at all. It only shows 8 drivers, 10-race play. Yeah, it just... really weird. And then Stenhouse and Ty Dillon are in the playoffs because they've won this season. So now it's showing playoff points for, I don't know, it's weird. Whatever. Jimmy Johnson gets the win today. That's all we know. Johnson, Bowman locked into the playoffs. 10 more people. Ten more drivers have a shot for the playoffs. But only 8 more will advance themselves into the round of no, I said that wrong. 14 drivers still have a shot in the playoffs. So we cut it down to 12 very shortly. I still said that wrong, didn't I? Whatever. You guys get the point. Round of 12. Cutoff race at the Roval. Not sure when that's going to exactly be next. But again, yeah, I guess you can follow me on Twitter to find that out. Yep, Andrew Kennedy, thanks, man. Denny Hamlin had the fastest lap of the race. Kyle Busch led the most laps, 73 laps led also. So that's going to do it here for this one. Again, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content, such as this NASCAR Heat, or these NASCAR Heat 5 full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily. It's been a lot of fun bringing you this season. We still got 8 races to go on the Cup side. Truck Series, again, action tomorrow night at Atlanta as we get closer to the playoffs there as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night at Atlanta. Also have a post-race analysis video for the Michigan race later today, so be sure to look out for that one also. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Have a good afternoon and enjoy the race.